Okay, take three, because I keep forgetting to show you what I'm watching. I'm back with another Hippie October 2025 challenge. I would have one yesterday, which was the prompt was for an anime horror movie, which I found one. By saying it wasn't Akira, but it's by the same dude who made Akira, which means it was really damn good. But I fell asleep, so. But I watched this movie though all the way through, so I got a review for you. And the prompt was for a Fire remake. And despite the shirt, it's not Halloween. At best, the remake is okay. I mean, the theatrical version. No, the remake I chose, Night of the Living Dead, 1990. And why the 1990 movie instead of any of the other so many remakes? Well, because I watched this as a teenager, but I didn't really pay much attention to it because I saw it wasn't the original, and I love the original. Uh, and then it kept finding out about other remakes. Like there's a 3D one with Sid Haig. There's Nemesis, also with Sid Haig. There's the animated one in which Tony Todd comes back as Ben. I don't know what it is about Tony Todd in these movies. Um, there's the 30th anniversary edition from 1998, which is the same movie with extra scenes filmed by the actors, the surviving actors on screen and off, which was interesting. I'll say that it was interesting. No, I chose this one because, like I said, I purposely like didn't pay much attention back then, and also this franchise has a weird history with my family. My grandma saw the original back in 1968, and she refuses to rewatch it to this day because of the ending. Which we will circle back to the ending of this movie because it's yeah. Uh, I get it, like it's messed up ending, but it makes sense in that movie. Like all the themes they cover, racism being one of them that I had to play. I get it. It's messed up, but I get it. And then my mother saw this movie back in 1990, and to this day still talks about it. Even when I talk about the original, she's like, I saw the remake when it came out. It was crazy. I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I was way overdue to watch this properly. That is, and my goodness, this is a really good remake. I should have watched this sooner. It should have taken me 20 years to properly watch this. But here we are. Acting is great. Just getting out of the way now. Tony Todd's in it. Come on now. And he basically carries like most of this movie. Like, one thing I knew about this movie going in is that Barbara is a badass now. She's a final girl. And I would be confused why I would hear people mention her as like underrated final girls. I'm like, Barbara from Night of the Living Dead, the girl was kind of time for most of the movie. And like, no, from the remake. I'm like, well, okay. And now I've seen it and I get what they mean. Yes, she's a total badass when she stops screaming. Like the whole first act, she just keeps screaming like Blair Witch Project to the point where Bud's like, hey, relax, we got things to do. Yeah, okay, these are the fight. Okay, so we can do this. And she does. She becomes an awesome badass. She's great in this. She's the reason that I'm like super pissed off because that ending, like I said, we will get to it. Uh, and of course, Tori Todd, he's amazing in this. Like, my goodness, and his entrance in this movie, his first scene is rather interesting in hindsight. Like, I'll play a clip.
Anyone else inside?
Yeah, this is before Candyman, and that's a crowbar, but it looks like a hook, don't it? Like, yeah, like he was amazing in this movie. Honestly, like there's this whole monologue he does. I don't know if it had been a good 10, 15 minutes. Him talking about what he saw before he got there, and she's just watching him. And I noticed something in the corner of his eye, and he turns his head, and you see that he's in tears. Like that sort of acting in this movie, uh, was not expected. Like zombie movies, sort of getting a bad rap the last 10 or so years, but I feel like it's calming down. That sort of acting, my goodness. Oh, The Walking Dead. That shows no, no. I tried. No, no. The games are okay though. But anyway, yeah, like that sort of acting in this movie was a big surprise to me, and he's in tears again later on. Everything's going up like this Ben. Like these characters are the same characters from before, but a different take on it. And usually I'm picky with that, but this time around, like Ben before was just a no nonsense badass. Just do what the fuck I say, we'll get through this. This Ben is the same way, but also emotionally, psychologically, he's going through it. Okay, like my goodness. And then of course, Barbara is when she stops screaming, is a total badass. Okay. Her brother is the exact same character, the same dialogue. We're coming to get you, Barbara. But they do it twice. Once before the movie starts, black screening again at the proper uh, area. And there's like a lot of dialogue I noticed was the same, but it's not shot for shot the same. Like Psycho from '98, it's like the same dialogue, but different. Like I don't know, said different, I guess. And a lot of the scenes are too. Like remember the beginning of the first movie where they're at the cemetery and the brother's messing with his sister. And the zombie comes up and just attacks him. This time around, same scene except he just bumps into him. And to my surprise, he's like, I'm sorry," and goes on. But he's all bloody and beat up. And they're looking at him. And out of nowhere, that's when the zombie comes. Stuff like that, changes like that, I dig. Um, Characters again, they're largely the same, just a different take. Cooper is the same dude, like literally, like same deck before. Uh, had a crush on his wife in the original, same here. Uh, Introduced to the kid, that whole thing. Um, the couple, I really liked them this time around. Like the girl, she seemed so sweet, and the dude, he seemed real cool, man. Like, and he talks the way I do. Like, he was cussing out Cooper trying to get the door. He's like, Cooper, let me get this door so we can do this damn shit. Like, that's what I would have said, honestly. Like, he seemed like real cool, man. Especially all things that he was going through. Oh, this bud actually cares about the feelings of other people. Like, I don't remember in the original, you find out whose house it is, but you do here. And it's connected to somebody there, and he covers up one of their relatives. He's like, hold on, he covers him up. He's like, okay, now come up here, but don't look at it. Like, he cares this time around. Like, my goodness, man, this movie, like, my goodness. Like, yeah, so there's more of an impact with it, but I got murderized or eaten. And by the way, these zombies prefer flesh, not brains. So, yeah. And we're on the subject of the zombies and the brains and the flesh. The violence, I thought would be, like, more. Because 1990, there's no longer constraints like they were in the 60s. Like, freaking the toilet flushing and Psycho, the original, was so controversial. Yeah, no, but it's about the same as the original, which is fine. It makes sense. And there's still a naked zombie walking up, and now we know why there's a naked zombies walking around because they're literally rising up from their graves and their clothes just coming off. That makes sense. Okay, so yeah, uh, no, this was like really good acting. As I said, it's really good. The music's really good. I like the songs and the credits that plays. That's really good. The themes they cover all the themes from before. Oh boy, do they! And though it's 1990, you still feel it, especially that ending. Like the ending of the original. It's messed up, but it makes sense for that time and to be talked about. Hell, it makes sense for today if they do it today. Like, apparently, unfortunately, that stuff still happens. But they switched stuff. Something told me from deep within inside. Spoilers for a 35-year-old movie. Something told me that it'd be a white dude this time around, and it was. They could not have picked a better one, but still, like, I feel like that takes the piss out of the ending of the original. At the same time, what they did with Bud, that pissed me off. Like, I don't even know how that happened. Like, sitting there smoking and like losing his mind, just split with the radio playing, with his gunshot wounds. One scene, the next scene. Well, I mean, the same thing happens technically. It makes sense now. There's a reason they had to do it. And then instantly after that, then they do this white dude what they did to Bud, not Bud, Ben in the original, and you don't care because he sucked. It's like he did in the original. Like, yeah, just pow, put him in a pile. Like, okay, the commentary is still like it's still there too. Like, everything else, so they're hanging them, shooting them, like overly shooting them, or doing that's exactly Fight Club for whatever reason. I don't remember that in the original. You never really enjoyed it like too much. Like again, the commentary is really good, just like what it was in the original. Yeah, like man. And my number one complaint that I heard from the original was that the violence wasn't super good. Like when they came to blows, because these people they're trapped in the house, they don't really like each other, and they do come to like fist fighting. And the original, yeah, no, it doesn't look super great, I guess. I never really cared. This movie, they do fix that though. So yeah, somebody hit somebody, yeah. It helps they got like Tony Todd, who's like a stage actor, a theater actor. So like, yeah, if you heard the story of Betsy Palmer and that fight she had in the first Friday the 13th, her and Adrian King, like she actually did slap her because that's what they do on the stage. So yeah, and she ran into Sean S. Cunningham. Sean, it's like, what are you doing? Like you said, stop her. I stopped her. It's like, what are we doing it there? Well, in the movies, you fake it. We do it in post. So like, yeah. Um. So yeah. Wow. Um. So difficult for a movie to be a remake on its own, but it stay true to the original. But this one does that. And I saw a lot of Resident Evil in this. Like it's doesn't have the highest budget. They're stuck in the house with zombies trying to get them. People are turning on each other, everything. Like there's a lot of Resident Evil there, and I dig that. Um, it's easily one of my favorite zombie films now. Up there with the original and Return of the Living Dead 3 and the first Resident Evil. Like yeah, yeah. Return of the Living Dead, the first movie. Like yeah. That's not waited this long to watch this movie. I mean properly. Wow. Like this is how you do a remake. Take what was already good and just change just enough that it's their own. Like don't make it something completely different or go in just a wild direction you don't recognize it. No, it's just like just, again the same characters, just a different take, and it works so well. Uh, so yeah, thank you for watching.